Yo, welcome back to the channel. Gonna be drawing Tangela today, which is honestly it's a great Pokemon. Like I love the look of Tangela. It was just really hard to draw it, but I did somewhat decent. I think I didn't do the best job, but I think I did a decent job. Because when I tried it, I don't know if I ever told y'all about this. Maybe I did, but I'm gonna say it again on this one. Whenever I draw these Pokemon, I do it first before I start doing all my sketches for the day. So I do about 45 minutes of drawing the Pokemon. And of course, I'll speed it up, when I do the playback like now. But yeah, this one took me about what? Let's see. If I add up the time that I'm seeing at these two clips, 46 minutes, almost 47 minutes. Sorry, I'm muting my mic real quick. But yeah, so Tangler. Hidden beneath a tangle of vines that grows nonstop, even if the vines are tur- turn off, even if they're torn off, this Pokemon's true appearance remains a mystery. That's a great backstory for Tangler. Oh well, I didn't know Tangler had an evolution number 465. Damn, it took them a long time to come up with evolution for Tangler. Tangrowth. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna be drawing this Tangela. I don't know why I gotta say it like that. It's a grass type. Weaknesses, a lot of weaknesses for this Pokemon. Got fire, ice, poison, flying, and bug. Yeah, but enjoy the drawing. I'm just gonna rant about some stuff. Trying to see, trying to go down my list here. Mm, Actually, you know what? What I'm gonna talk about more recently, something I did recently. So I recently stopped following people on Instagram and Threads, and also I reduced my YouTube subscriptions. I only follow 4 accounts right now, which is Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD, Tech Reviewer, Adam Duff, also known as Lucid Pixel. He's an artist. Robot Pencil, he's also an artist. Nam Proco, that's a art channel, which is there's a it's a kind of teaches you about art and stuff. Like it gives you like free lessons. They also have paid stuff, but honestly, I just look at the free stuff because right now I don't want to pay for anything at the moment until I get a little better at my artwork. Which you never know when I'll do that. I will do it sometime soon though in the future. But yeah, so so yeah, I recently unfollowed everybody, and then I saw somebody who said that, which I don't know why it bothers some people, but it does. Some people don't like following people that don't follow anybody, which is fine. I know that for me, I'm probably not gonna get any follows from people who don't like following accounts that have zero follow or that are following zero people. And, that's fine. It is what it is. One thing I wrote here on my notes is kind of about this, but kind of just about everything. I wrote down, if I cared about what people thought about me, I would do nothing, which is very true. And I think that's true for a lot of people. Like, if we cared about everything or anything for that matter that people thought about us, we would not be happy people at all. Like, we would all be miserable. Like, we wouldn't do what we wanted to do. Like, I wouldn't be doing this art and YouTube channel. I would think that it was stupid and, oh, nobody's watching, so I'm just not gonna do it. And it's like, of course nobody's watching right now because nobody really knows who the hell you are. Like, this is me talking to myself, by the way. Like, when I talk about it, and it's not a bad thing to not be known, But like for me, I remember at one point I thought that I was supposed to like get all of this like progress at one time. Like, and it's like, yeah, I got a little, excuse me, hiccups. Got a little bit of progress in the beginning, but for the most part, it's pretty much tapered off now. And so, okay, are you gonna still keep doing it, or are you just gonna give up now because people, your views have fallen off? And it's like, well, I mean, it is what it is. I gotta still keep going. It's not like I'm gonna. It's like I just can't stop, and it's a motivational thing for me at least. But yeah, it's just something that I've had to come to grips with now, especially like with some of my like I don't have any friends really. I don't talk to anybody like that, and it's my fault, it's not anything what do you call it? Mm, it's not like I just like, well, maybe it is. I cut people off, but yeah, I just don't like. This is gonna sound so bad when I say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I just don't like talking to people, and so I'm very much an introvert, and I talk about this a lot, being an introvert and all that. And a lot of people don't get it. Like a lot of people think that when I say I'm an introvert, that I'm just kind of like, oh, I'd rather be by myself. I'm like, no, I'm a pretty heavy introvert, and I just like being an introvert. Like it's so damn exciting to me to just do stuff on my own or to be alone. And like one thing whenever I'm around people is that the thing that I'm thinking about the most is, man, I can't wait till I'm by myself again. And it's messed up. And some people may think it's like it's not normal, but for me, I like that. Like I like the feeling of being by myself and being isolated and not being so accessible all the time. Like again, I talked about this before, but Andre 3000, he's a rapper from Outkast. If you don't know him, but and there's a lot of artists like this. This is just the one that pops up in my head every time because I like him as a rapper so much. But there's a whole bunch of artists, and I could probably Google search. Matter of fact, I will Google search while I'm talking about this. But talking about like reclusive people, like I'm one of those reclusive ass people where I I have social media, but it's only because I like to put out my art and to show my art. But I would much rather, like, if I could make money without seeing anybody, I would probably do that. Like I said, some therapist or something might hear this, or or even just regular people that aren't licensed or anything, they may hear this and be like, man, man, want to go talk to a therapist or something. And it's like, yeah, maybe, maybe it's like, there was one guy I follow. He's well, I don't follow him, but I search his videos on YouTube. It's called Abba and Preach, or Abba and Preach. Forget how to pronounce it. Abba and Preach. Anyways, they're stand-up comedians, but they have this YouTube commentary channel, and yeah, they just talk about a whole bunch of stuff. But recently I saw this video that Abba did, and he was talking about his ADHD that he got diagnosed with, and I was like, oh, that's interesting, because he was talking about kind of the same thing that I was talking about, where he thought that a lot of these symptoms that were just who he was, or at least he justified it as who he was. He thought that it was just that. It was just who he was, and it wasn't a disorder or anything like that. But come to find out, it is apparently a disorder. It's part of his ADHD, attention hyperactivity disorder. ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. That's what it stands for. Yeah, I remember at one point my mom and sisters, they thought that I had ADHD, which I might. I think we all have something wrong with us. Like we all have to have some kind of mental or psychological disorder, but it's just a matter of being diagnosed with it, in some respect, like being officially diagnosed with it. And for some reason, it looks like my drawing is like freezing on my end. Not sure if it's like, it's weird. Anyway, but it looks like it's back to normal now on my end. Maybe it's just a glitch that the preview I'm watching. But yeah, so when it comes to being a recluse, because I do think like I'm a recluse. Like I did, I did say I was gonna Google search this real quick. Reclusive artist. But yeah, so I think I'm a recluse in terms of like not just an introvert. I think I'm a recluse like in general, and I think that's okay. I don't think it's a bad thing as long as I don't get into a get into like a depressive state where like I'm doing terrible stuff. I think it's okay as long as I know who I am and I know what I like and all that. But yeah, I was trying to look up some reclusive. Oh, I know Frank Ocean's one of them. Andre 3000's one of them, like I mentioned. I'm not even sure if I finished the story about Andre 3000 that I was gonna say, but there's a lot of those individuals that are artists, but they don't like being in the limelight like that. And yeah, I mean, even like Johnny Depp, which I know Johnny Depp gets flack for some reason because Amber Heard and all that. So I'm not gonna get too much into it. So let's go down a list of some reclusive people, reclusive celebrity people. We got Greta Garbo. I don't know who that is. Got Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill's a singer. Let's see. Bill Waters. Bobby Finch. Howard Hughes. Sly Stone, which unfortunately Sly Stone recently passed away. Rest in peace to him. Honestly, Sly Stone, like he was a beast when it came to funk music. Like my dad, he introduced me. My dad listened to he's an old school black dude, so he listened to a lot of old school music like Earth, Wind and Fire, Lenny Williams, Shaka Khan, Sly Stone, Isley Brothers, R. Kelly, a lot of the predominant black artists, growing up. But yeah, so Sly Stone I first heard Sly Stone when I watched the movie Dead Presidents. If you don't know that movie, it's a great movie. You should definitely watch it. But it's about an army vet, a black army vet that came back, and he was broke. And Dead Presidents, I think Jay-Z used it in an album. Pretty sure he did. But yeah, he in the movie played by Lorenzo Tate is the main character, and he gets like PTSD and all that from the military. Actually, take that back. I'm not gonna ruin it for you. Go watch the movie Dead Presidents. But what I will say, kind of getting back to Sly Stone and what I was talking about, Sly Stone, he was on the album, the soundtrack for the movie, and the very first song on that soundtrack is "If You Want Me to Stay." It's a great song. I still listen to it to this day, and yeah, so just rest in peace to him. Anyways, getting back to some recluse. Adele, everybody knows Adele. Dave Chappelle, famous comedian. Michael Jackson was a recluse. And the list can go on and on and on. There's a whole bunch of recluse, honestly. But yeah, but I definitely think one of those reclusive ass people where I'd much rather not talk to anybody, or at least not be easily accessible to anybody. I like not being able to be reached, if that makes sense. Like one day I want to do the thing that Kendrick Lamar did. Kendrick Lamar is probably another recluse type of person. unless he's like out doing business. But other than that, you don't really see Kendrick Lamar out like that because he stays to himself, and that's that's kind of what he is and what he does. But yeah, so I kind of want to do what Kendrick Lamar did and just like not have his phone on him one day. Like he didn't have his phone, or at least this is what the story he told about, or at least he wrote about on his website. He wrote a little thing before he released the album Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. He released some notes or whatever on his website. I think it was a PG Lang website, his company. But he talked about just not having his phone on him for some years. Like he didn't have it readily available to him. And I think that's something I want to do in the future, just not be near my phone. Because it's such a great feeling, honestly. Like, kind of getting back to what I was talking about, like not following anybody and not seeing people all the time, like fed to you. And I think that's one thing that I gotta work on again is because when I started doing this art thing, I started losing myself in social media again. And what I mean by that is just I was always on social media. Like if I look at matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna do real quick. I'm gonna look at my screen time real quick. Let's see. I know I spend a lot of time on YouTube, but I also spend a lot of time on social media. So let's see. All right. So just for today, by the way, listen to this crap. This is ridiculous. So on YouTube, I've spent almost 9 hours on YouTube. Matter of fact, I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to send it to my iPad. I'll send it. Actually, I can't send it right now. Okay, no. I'm about to find out. No, I can't. Well, that voiceover ended abruptly. My bad, y'all. I sent that screenshot to myself and it opened it up immediately on my iPad and it stopped the recording I was doing, so I had to restart the voice recording. Anyways, yeah, so I'll put the screenshot up probably in this video at this point. But yeah, so almost 9 hours on YouTube, almost 5 hours on Threads, almost 4 hours and 30 minutes on Instagram. Chrome, about 4 hours, a little over 4 hours. Photos, a little over, well, almost 3 hours. I got my banking app. Then I got Uber Driver, which is my job, so I don't really count that too much. But yeah, so those top like 5, like those are the ones I'm trying to reduce. Like YouTube especially. Like honestly, I don't know why I got YouTube on my phone, to be honest. I might want to delete it. I might just delete that. Let me see if I can do. Gotta see if I can do some stuff on YouTube Studio. Let's see. YouTube Studio. Can I edit? Yep, sure can. Alright, I can edit thumbnails, tags, all that good stuff. Yeah, I think I am gonna get rid of the YouTube app altogether because I be on it too much. So I'm just gonna delete that on my phone. Alright, so I deleted that. I'm gonna see if I need anything else. Sorry, I'm trying to look at my home screen right now because I had YouTube on my home screen. And yeah, I don't know if that was the best idea. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get rid actually of Threads on my home screen. I'm gonna get rid of Instagram on my home screen. And I'm gonna get rid of my settings on my home screen. Cool. So just got 4 apps on my home screen now. I got my maps, I got my Duolingo, my Notion, and then my journal, day one. I think I'm gonna keep it like that. But yeah, so I do this thing a lot where I go through phases like of wanting to be very social and then just not wanting to be social. And for a while here, for a few days, like I've been very social on the internet, following people and trying to get inspiration and all that. And then it's like, but it's to me, it's so damn draining to be social and to be on my phone all the time. So that's why I always end up unfollowing everybody, and I try to stick to it. I try to not follow people, but then I go through a phase of it's like, oh, I want to be social again. But it's very few and far between where I want to be social. Like it happens every few months, or every couple of months, I want to say, where I want to be social with people again, online or whatever. But I'm like, man, I just, I'm not trying to be too hard on myself because I know that if I'm too hard on myself, it starts becoming toxic. So I try to make sure to give myself grace and leeway and forgive myself for a lot of stuff, when it comes to trying to be this one way, because we're all multifaceted people. Like, and that's one thing I've had to realize is that I am more than just one thing. I'm mostly introverted, but sometimes I like going out and talking to people and doing all that. But then I'm back to my introverted nature again. And that's how I am most of the time. But yeah. So yeah, I think that's just something I gotta make sure that I'm aware of and cognizant of. Yeah. So, but yeah, I do think right now I'm just not gonna follow people and try not to be on my social media all that much. Even right now, I'm still looking at my damn social media. I need to stop. Need to stop it, man. I'm over here scrolling and stuff. Yeah. Anyways, all right. I'm off of the social media. So yeah. So kind of getting back to my point of what I was talking about. If I cared about what people thought about me, I would do nothing. So the reason why I brought that up is because there was somebody, and like I said, some people are maybe like this, and that's fine. It is what it is. But there was one guy who commented on one of the posts I was looking at on Threads. He was talking about how he can't stand when people don't follow anybody on social media. And my thing is, why does it bother people? Like, if it doesn't affect you, why does it bother you? And that's something that even me for myself, I gotta call myself out on stuff where I'll be bothered by something, and I'm like, why am I bothered by this when it doesn't affect me? Like it doesn't affect me. And now that I'm saying this actually out loud, there are certain things where I think it's okay. Like, like one of the major things is like police brutality against black people, right? Because with me being a black man, I don't think it's, me like butting my nose into stuff that doesn't concern me. It's like, yeah, it does concern me, it concerns my entire race. So, and I don't think anybody would or should, if you would make this argument, that's kind of dumb of you to make it. But if you would make the argument of, oh, well, it doesn't affect you personally, and it's like, yeah, but it does affect my people, my whole race. So that's why I'm butting into that. But yeah, so there are certain things that doesn't concern me that I shouldn't butt my nose into. Or that bothers me that shouldn't bother me because it doesn't concern me. And it's like, well, why am I being bothered by something that doesn't concern me? That is the golden question, ain't it? So something I gotta work on, But yeah, so if I cared about what people thought about me, I'm saying this again for myself, by the way. If I thought about what people cared about me, I would do nothing. Yeah, so yeah, I think I mentioned this earlier where I've been doing all this artwork and stuff, and yeah, if I thought about what people thought about, if I cared about what people thought about my art, I wouldn't be doing it. Because I know a lot of people think my art sucks. I think my art sucks. But there are some people that are like, oh my God, it's so good. Like, I remember at the Starbucks, there's a few young people in there, and I say young people, I'm only 31, but they're younger than me. That's why I call them young people. But there are a few people that like they'll see me drawing because I go to Starbucks all the time to draw every day, and I go to different Starbucks. Like there's two that I frequent, but then I'll go all over. Like I'm about to go to one where I'm near right now. Right now I'm in the parking lot in the car recording this voiceover, but I'm probably gonna go over to that Starbucks to upload these videos when I get done with recording them, so I can edit them and upload them. But yeah, so as these baristas that come up to me and they're like, oh my God, are you a graphic designer, all that stuff? And I'm like, no, I just do it for fun, hopefully one day I hope to turn it into a career is what I tell them. But right now I don't get paid for it. I'm just doing it as a hobby and posting it online or whatever. But, oh, that's cool. It looks good. And I appreciate the compliments and all that. And trust me, I know I'm better than what I used to be. I don't take that from me, but I'm still not where I want to be. And like I said, I'm probably never going to be where I want to be. And that's okay. It's a constant pursuit. It's the process. That's what we artists live for. And that's what I'll live for, is that process of getting better, not being content, and just always wanting to improve. I think that's such a powerful thing that a lot of people don't tap into. Of just always wanting to be better. Yeah, it's just a great thing, I think, especially for me, doing what I'm doing, because it gives me a purpose, But yeah, so I don't want to turn this into a motivational thing these last couple of minutes, but I kind of am going to turn this into a motivational thing. So for yourself, if you got this far in the video and you've been thinking about doing art or music or whatever, I will always encourage people, and I will always cheer for people who are doing anything that they actually want to accomplish. Anybody who starts a YouTube channel, even if it's something that I would never watch, I would still cheer for them, and I would still congratulate. Like on Threads, I do it a lot where I'll just post to somebody and I'll comment. If they say, oh my God, I got 1,000 subscribers or 2,000 subscribers or 30, 50, whatever subscribers, I will always cheer for them because I know what the struggle is like. Like I get it, and I think that's a great thing about being who I am as a person, is that this is not to big up myself, but I do got to give myself some credit in terms of like my resilience and my patience with myself and my understanding of my self-understanding, because without those things I wouldn't be where I'm at now, and yeah, I'm just proud of myself when it comes to a lot of that stuff. Not to big up myself at all, but yeah, I'm just really proud of myself when it comes to how I've navigated my life, and all the bad stuff that's happened in my life. I think it's been well worth it. Honestly, it's still not where I want to be by any means, but in terms of mentally, I'm in a better space from where I used to be, and it's a great feeling. So yeah, so if you want to do anything creative, I say just do it. I'll always cheer you on, and even if like I said, even if I don't watch YouTube videos all the time from people, there's small creators. Sometimes I'll click on their videos just to watch them, and I'm a small creator. Don't get me wrong. I only have 30 subscribers, and I have a very poor watch time. So, but maybe one day, this will get some traction, and somebody will listen to this all the way through, and they'll get to this point. Yeah. So just continue doing what you're doing. Not everybody starts on top. A fraction of a percentage of people start on top. So just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. And yeah, but this drawing, I'm almost done with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it finish up, and then I'll go ahead and it already finished actually. So I guess I'm just here talking without a drawing. All right, though, y'all. I will talk to y'all in the next one. Adios.